Hello and welcome to Will Watches. This is The Whale. So we're back again with another Darren Aronofsky film. I'm very excited for this, mainly because of Brendan Fraser, him finally coming back into the limelight after all of his time away. That was just tragic what had happened, and then of course he returns with this, gives a great performance I hope, and I obviously know he won the Oscar for it as well, so I'm very excited for him. Of course this is Darren Aronofsky, and I've seen Requiem for a Dream on the channel as well, which was very uncomfortable, and I know what this film is about. I'm assuming it's going to be very similar. It's going to cause some discomfort in watching it. His films are a lot of the time very challenging from my understanding, but I am still looking forward to this. You might have seen and hopefully heard something a little bit different in this reaction. This is my first video filming with this new microphone, so just warning you, there might be some growing pains. I have done a few tests, but this is my first time filming a movie reaction with the microphone, so you know it's quite a long reaction, long recording. Hopefully it will go smooth with the microphone, but if there are some problems, there might be a few growing pains in this video, you know. This is Darren Aronofsky, so of course it's going to be a difficult watch, but it'll probably also be a bit more for me because of my own relationship with food, which I'll probably talk about more at the end of the video. But I want to just focus on the movie for the most part. So before we jump into this, be sure to check out the Patreon page. Over there you can find 1 week early access, so you can get next week's video right now. You can also find polls so you can vote for what's next. And you can find a full-length timer-based version of this where you just sync up your own footage and you can watch along with me. Also on Patreon is the Diamond tier, which is the highest tier. On that tier, once a month, you get to choose one movie that I'm guaranteed to make a reaction to. This video was a Diamond tier request by RJ, so thank you a ton for your support. So yeah, let's just jump right in. Okay, dedicated to someone. I know this is based off of a play. That those aren't who wrote the play, is it? Oh, and it's 4x3, okay.
It'd be good for everyone to review the paragraph structure PDF I sent you a few weeks ago. I know these rules.
Oh yeah, he's a teacher, isn't he?
And yes, the camera on my laptop still doesn't work.
He just doesn't want to be on camera, does he?
And remember, the more you revise these essays, the better.
But there's, yeah, just zooming into this darkness. Okay. Oh, that's giving him like heart pains.
Open the door!
Oh my god.
Who are you?
And he's got the laptop still on.
Okay, should I call an ambulance? I should call an Counts the story of being at sea. In the first part of his book, the author, calling himself Ishmael, is in a small seaside town.
Oh, it's one of the essays.
Are you acquainted with the gospel of Jesus Christ?
What?
I'm sharing Christ's message of love, and I'm showing people.
So the essay was about Moby Dick. This is called The Whale. You know, with Moby Dick, there's always something that's like the white whale, the one thing you're like obsessed over. You think the title might be referring to him because of his weight, but is the whale, is there something that he's obsessed over? What is his white whale?
Lean forward.
Oh, the sweat on his back as well. You can see how sweaty he just is in general.
238 over 134. Yeah, oh.
Yeah, it's just getting worse and worse. Why is this guy still here? I don't get. He's actually surprisingly tall. I don't get why that guy's there. I thought he was just like a Jehovah's Witness showing up, you know? But he's just stuck around.
You must be from New Life. You know Doug from the church council? He's my dad. Fucking hate New Life. Believe me, he doesn't want to hear about New Life.
Why?
I killed his boyfriend.
Oh, really? Of course, yeah, if it's homophobic and...
Because he probably won't be here next week.
Where is he going?
Come on.
Over, Liz.
No, it's okay.
It's his last week here.
You will die.
Well, then I better get to work because I have a lot of essays this week.
God damn it!
Yeah, he doesn't actually want the help either, does he?
Did you still want to hear about Christ's message of love and salvation?
No, he does not!
He's still trying it.
I still don't understand why you had me read that essay to you.
It's a really good essay.
I do know part of this movie has something to do with his daughter. That wasn't actually like his daughter's essay or something, was it? It didn't seem that good from what you read of it.
Hey, you're sorry. One more time, I will shove a knife right into you. I swear to
Go
God.
ahead. What's it gonna do? My internal organs are 2 feet in at least.
I've been telling you this would happen.
I know.
Does he kind of want it to happen? It's all self-sabotaging a bit.
Thank you.
Whole bucket just to himself. I just noticed the 2-litre bottle of Pepsi next to him as well. It was diet at least. I'm just wondering like what his living situation here is. Is he like in not like a facility but somewhere where, because she seemed to be like on call for him, and then the missionary guy had a key, or was the door just open or something?
Sharing a bed with a man named Queequeg.
Oh, that wasn't from his boyfriend, maybe, who passed.
In the course of the book, the pirate Ahab encounters many hardships. His entire life set.
And he's just got this essay memorized as well. It must be from someone important, because the way that he's like reading it is like, that makes me sad. That doesn't sound like a very highbrow essay, you know?
In reality, it won't help him at all.
And he has another bottle of Pepsi by his bed, and he needs a hook to turn the light off.
This book made me think about my own life.
This book made me think about my own life. What is this white whale? Is this whole thing just going to be over the span of the week? His last week here? We're already on Tuesday. Yeah, he's coming to terms with his own mortality. And of course, goes back to food for comfort. Yeah, it is so dark and dingy in his house or apartment, but there's that little, the window to the outside where there's birds chirping and it's all lovely. Is that it? Is that the frame that's in every single promotional image that everyone goes on about? Is that one little thing that brings him joy, feeding the birds like that?
You're a senior, right?
You actually care?
Well, of course I care. I pester your mom for information as often as she'll give it to me.
You can just already tell she's disgusted by him.
It'd still be that piece of shit dad who walked out on me when I was 8. All because he wanted to fuck one of his students.
Yeah, if one of his boyfriend was one of his students, yeah, it must be his essay.
I don't even know why I'm here.
I can pay you.
Really? And that's what gets her to stay too.
And I can help you with your work. It's what I do for my job.
Yeah, you can help her with schoolwork.
I don't know if I should write them for you, but I can work with you on them.
How much can you pay me?
Everything I have.
Yeah, she's just using him. He wants to spend time with her, but...
120,000, something like that? I'd have to check. I never go out.
I mean, all of that will go to her anyway. If he dies soon, she'd inherit it.
Don't tell your mom, all right?
There's a lot of money, though.
No, without this thing. Just stand up and walk over here.
What's she trying to prove? She knows he can't. If he falls over, though, how's he going to get back up? you know? I mean, she knew that was going to happen, but that's making his situation worse. I mean, like, obviously her hatred for him isn't completely unfounded. You know, he did leave her when she was a child.
Where'd this come from?
You hear his heartbeat increasing as well as he's getting nervous talking to her.
I just wanted to see her. Mary has kept her from me all this time.
Why do you suddenly need to see her so bad? Why now?
Liz,
Yeah, he's dying. Of course he wants to make things right with his daughter.
She shouldn't be around you when you're like this. What if something happens? What if you need help?
Yeah, beeping, beeping.
Oh, you're spying on her now?
come on. A dead dog?
Yeah, that is a bit concerning.
I'm worried that she's forgotten what an amazing person she is.
And she's being bullied in school as well.
I tell you about this girl from a few nights ago.
Oh,
The puke was bright purple, I swear.
it's just choking on it. It does feel like maybe she enables him a little bit. You know, he's quite stubborn, but she does give in to him when he was like taking the stuff off. She was like, okay, whatever. But there is only so far you can go as well.
God damn it, Charlie, what is wrong with you? Chew your food like a normal human being. You could have just died right in front of me.
I'm sorry.
That was an actual reason to apologize though to Liz. But yeah, like, is Liz enabling him a little bit? Because she was like handing the bucket of chicken to him before and she gave him this food. I don't know if this was food he already had in the house. Does she order food for him or bring food to him? Obviously, he has to eat something as well, though. He can't not eat at all, but she could be helping him encourage eat better as well. Before he had gained everything, he was actually out and about. So was it his boyfriend dying that was the catalyst for all of this? And what, like, put him into this downward spiral?
He paid for the first publication himself.
You don't have to read it out loud. Just rewrite it.
Yeah, she doesn't actually want to learn from this. She just wants him to do it.
Even though he thinks his metaphor of I is deep, it's actually just a bunch of bullshit.
That's an interesting perspective.
Yeah, focus her essay on that. On how much she doesn't like it. You don't have to swoon over everything in an essay, do you?
I thought you wanted to get to know me.
I do, but I don't want to force you to be here. It's up to you.
Maybe she's gonna choose not to be here.
She's fine.
Oh?
Mom, I guess. When
Yeah, she's just seeing this as transactional. I spend some time with you. You do. I get the money and you do the essays for me.
Why'd you gain all that weight?
I don't.
If you're gonna interrogate me, I'm gonna do the same thing.
I think it's pretty easy to deduce why, though.
You had him over for dinner once when Mom was in Montana visiting Grandma. Better meal than you ever made for me or Mom.
Does she actually have, like, proper photographic memory? I was wondering that when she said earlier.
Be honest. Tell me what you really think.
Yeah, he does appreciate her honesty, even if she doesn't have a filter. You know, earlier you could feel the silence in the air for that split second after she said the F slur. Oh, she can hear this as well.
Unless you're dying, there's no way I'm going in there.
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine.
Puts the tap on to try and drown out the sound as well.
Oh, I can come back if...
And he's already thinking probably about the church and everything, crying over what happened to her boyfriend, and now she's brought that into the house.
So, Christ's return has been
Is
centuries, but
he obviously doesn't want Thomas here, or does he just want some companionship?
I have probably read everything New Life Church has ever written. Probably every pamphlet they've ever published.
Did he used to be part of New Life, maybe? And that was why he was so, like, closeted as well.
Of Independence might help you out.
And would you pay for this thing?
Nothing. We ordered it for a patient a few months ago. It's just been sitting around.
What happened to the patient?
Yeah, if it can get him out and about, might give him a sense of freedom rather than being stuck in here all the time. I thought that was him doing that, not her.
Yeah.
Let me clear some space for you.
I mean, yeah, it's already given him like more mobility than he had with the walker.
You're from Iowa, and you came to Idaho to do missionary work? Why aren't you in Africa or something?
Honestly, it's probably better him staying in the country rather than doing missionary work in Africa or somewhere.
He's refusing to go to the hospital. What he needs is spiritual guidance.
And you're gonna give him that?
No. God will.
I mean, having it as some type of therapy would actually maybe help. Obviously, Thomas is doing it all through this guise of God, but it might actually help him just to talk this type of thing out.
Dad knew I was a lost cause, but not my brother. He loved New Life.
Something happens to the brother.
You didn't want to get married?
Dad had set it all up. Pushed him into getting married to this girl from the church he barely knew.
Yeah, or an arranged marriage as well.
He just caved in on himself. Stopped sleeping, stopped eating, lost a ton of weight.
It's like the opposite.
And sees something washed up on shore, and that was Alan, the love of Charlie's life and my brother.
Oh, both the same person. Okay.
Told the whole congregation Alan's death was just an unfortunate accident.
Yeah, just play it off as an accident.
I really think that God brought me here right when Charlie needs it the most. I just want him to be saved. That's
You
all.
listen to me!
Yeah, it's all about God and being saved. If he was just saying, I think this is best for Charlie.
I'm the only one who can help him. You understand me?
And Charlie's been listening to this whole conversation. But it does feel like Liz has this almost protectiveness over Charlie as well. Maybe because she lost her brother Alan, she's now protecting Charlie to his own detriment as well. Because she didn't like when Ellie was here. She doesn't like when Thomas is here. She doesn't like anyone else giving him any sort of help, only her doing it.
Actually, I got another night shift tonight. I better, You good for the night?
Yeah, it seems like Thomas could be doing a good thing by almost giving him this spiritual therapy, but he's doing it all under, this guise of the religion. He's not doing it under good intentions. He's doing it because he thinks God has sent him here to do it, not because he wants Charlie to be better. He wants Charlie to be saved. I'm guessing this was Alan's bedroom then as well. Yeah, how well is his place actually fit for wheelchair use?
I've been coming here for a while now. Just thought you'd want to know my name.
Charlie!
Hey, Charlie.
Yeah, is Dan just maybe a bit concerned for him?
This apartment smells. This notebook is retarded. I hate everyone. This...
Yeah, I was gonna say, is it actually?
I hate everyone.
Oh, you can't even have these moments of joy.
And I felt saddest of all when I read the boring chapters.
That's the only thing it can keep him calm.
Father was just trying to save us from his own sad story. Just for a little while.
Yeah, he actually likes essays with honesty. It was the same with Ellie earlier.
This apartment smells. The author was just trying to save us from his own sad story.
And now he's got another essay or a poem for himself as well.
Forget about the poem. Write whatever you want, whatever you're thinking.
He's just gonna write, I'm only writing this to get you to shut up so you'll do my essay.
People are assholes. Most people learn that way too late. You taught me that when I was 8.
And that's just affected her worldview ever since though, hasn't it? She's lost all hope for people.
And you could have been sending money to Mom.
I did.
Yeah, I mean more than just child support.
I did.
Has the mum been hoarding it?
All this time, you could have been a part of my life.
Is that him just making excuses, or did the mum actively stop him from being part of her life?
Who would want me to be a part of their life?
Oh yeah, he just felt the shame. Didn't think anyone would want him to be part of their life. This bird, I was wondering what her interpretation of the bird is. Obviously he's leaving fruit out for the bird. I was thinking she's not like, oh, the only time you use fruit and healthy food is to give it to animals, not to have yourself, or something like that, you know? I was wondering if that was what she was thinking of that. The room's unlocked, she's gonna snoop around in there. And just how lovely and pristine this one is in comparison.
Hello?
She's planting the lighter on him.
Is he okay?
I don't know. I ground up some Ambien and I put it in a sandwich.
What?
Oh, really?
I don't know if he should be taking Ambien.
Does this make you nervous? Because it's just pop.
So she did that just so she could smoke?
Do you think he wants to have sex with you? That is so gross. Oh my god. Take a hit.
I don't want
If you don't take a hit, I'm gonna call the police and I'm gonna tell them that you tried to rape me.
Why is all of this blackmail all of a sudden? If this gets him started up again, though.
Can I take another hit?
Goes against your... And that makes you a hypocrite. Go ahead.
Yeah, she wants him to go against his religion. She just started something she shouldn't have.
Do you find me attractive? Because I'm not attracted to you at all.
I feel like she is.
Maybe someone else finds you attractive. Maybe my dad finds you attractive.
I really wish
You know, it is so easy to make you uncomfortable. It's honestly, it's a little sad.
Yeah, she's just making him comfortable, fucking with him on purpose. She's finding joy in it.
You're not from New Life.
I gotta go.
Who were you really?
Okay.
This guy Jerry, all he had us doing was standing on corners and handing out pamphlets. At the end of
Not actually helping anyone.
After a while, I was just like, am I really helping?
No, you were not.
Is he doing this with Charlie to feel like he is actually helping, though?
One day, I ditched the pamphlets.
Is she recording it? She pulled out a phone again.
I took the petty cash. $2,436. After a while, I wound up here. I thought I could use...
Yeah, exactly.
Mom, don't freak out.
Shut up.
Oh, that's the mum.
Not with the oxygen tank.
Yeah.
But if you would have given him any more pills than
Yeah, but I didn't give him more pills than that. I gave him 2 pills.
Ellie,
I thought she said she gave him 3 earlier.
all of it?
How do you know about the money?
You think I'm an idiot?
Yeah, that's the only reason she would be here.
Charlie. We could have gotten you anything you needed.
Yeah.
Special
He's put it all to Ellie, not to himself.
health insurance.
Yeah, of course he said he didn't have health insurance, but it's him, it's own self-destruction, isn't it?
Wait. Ellie, I know you didn't mean to hurt me. I know that
You know what?
didn't
Listen to me.
mean-
Listen.
He's always giving her the benefit of the doubt. You know, he's always calling her like an amazing person. I don't know how much he believes it, or if he's just trying to make her feel better in herself. He thinks she just needs some positive encouragement, maybe.
Our deal was to wait until she's out of the house to give her the money.
What's the difference?
The difference is she's 17.
Yeah, there's a lot of money just to give a 17-year-old. You put it in a fund that she gets small amounts of or something.
Now you know why I kept you from her.
What?
She's a terror. And you think it's my fault.
He thinks she didn't raise her right.
I was worried she would hurt you.
Hurt me.
Yeah.
Charlie, she's evil.
She's not evil. What are you doing?
Got some examples. The dead dog on a Facebook profile and things. Yeah, what did she actually post about the other person from school?
There'll be a grease fire in hell when he starts to burn. She's a strong writer.
Yeah, always the positivity.
She adored you. The only reason you married me in the first place was to have a kid. I know that.
Barry, please.
Yeah, so she adored him before he left, and then that just crushed any hope of there ever being good people for her.
About your friend.
His name was Alan.
I know his fucking name, Charlie.
Yeah, it seems people skirting around the subject. They call him his friend, not his boyfriend.
All these things that I wanted to say to him, hurl at him like bricks. But I asked if he wanted some help.
She just saw him as a person when she actually got to see him.
You're wheezing.
It's gotten worse.
Should I call someone?
Yeah, she still does actually care for him, even after him leaving her.
How do I sound?
There is still care in her heart, even if she's got this, exterior of hatred.
Ellie played in the sand, and we laid out on the beach.
Oh, actually seeing the outside, not seeing the apartment for once. I was just thinking about how claustrophobic this film feels because it's all in this one setting.
A part of both of your lives.
Go to the hospital. You have money. Just go to the hospital.
Yeah.
Where she cares about people. And other people care about her.
He's got to stay around and be a good father to teach her that, though, maybe.
I need to know that I have done one thing right with my life.
That is his white whale raising her right. Eddie do that on her way out or something. Smash the plate.
The money is in the,
Sure.
Does he just have it on,
Sure you're doing okay?
like,
Yeah. Thanks, Dan.
it automatically comes every day or something? Because did he even phone up to order it? We never saw that, but it could have happened off camera. It's like he's been caught in the act. Dan probably just wanted to help, but that might have made it worse. And he has 2 whole pizzas to himself. Yeah, of course, whenever he's feeling down, he just eats it away. What's this? More self-sabotage.
Right. Something honest.
Yeah, he does appreciate that. He appreciates the honesty. The ranch bottle just already open in the fridge as well. Don't even have to worry about undoing the top. What even was that on top?
She took these pictures of me smoking pot and a recording or something like that. And she found my church in Waterloo somehow and she sent it to them.
But this is good for him?
I can't tell if she was trying to help me or hurt me or...
Or is she just acting on impulse?
I have to show you this. What's wrong?
Oh, was that Alan's Bible he's got there?
He knew that he was living in the flesh and not in the spirit. He never prayed for salvation, but it's not too late for...
So he's encouraging him to pray for salvation, then die. What?
It's disgusting.
Yes!
I'm disgusting.
Yes! You're disgusting!
Yeah, he's saying how Alan saw him as beautiful and he hasn't been looked at like that since, Taking it with him. Yeah, that hallway, it's barely wide enough to fit him.
You've been so honest with me that I
Oh, he's going to show himself. He needs to be honest with them too. So I'm recording it.
These amazing, honest things that you wrote, they matter. I'm sorry.
Don't.
Constant apologies. He's not apologising always because of what happened to Alan, is he? That's why he always apologises to her.
I got you 2 meatball subs, extra cheese. All I know is that you gave Alan the best years of his life. If it weren't for you, he would have jumped off that bridge years earlier.
Yeah, that's true.
She wasn't trying to hurt him. She was trying to help him.
Who are you talking about?
He's going home.
Oh, yeah. Ellie saved Thomas. There is hope, of course. He's always optimistic.
People are amazing.
What the fuck did you do?
Oh, the essay. What did he put in it?
It's a really good essay. Didn't read it.
I don't need to read it.
Oh, did he just give her the same one that she wrote?
He's just trying to save us from his own sad story. Just for a little while.
How do you have this?
So it was actually hers all along.
This essay is you.
Stop saying that!
You're the best thing I have ever done.
Oh, yeah. Just like earlier, he wants to do something good with his life.
You're going to the hospital. No. You just need surgery or something.
Read it to me.
That's all that makes him feel better.
Because he thinks that his life will be better if he can just kill this whale. But in reality, it won't help him at all.
But in reality, it won't help at all.
Just for a little while.
It just ends there. Okay, so that was The Whale. Obviously, a very hard watch, as you'd expect from Darren Aronofsky. This is my second film of his that I watched. And you know, I got a bit of flack for my Requiem for a Dream video because I actually saw some silver lining there. You know, I said there were some positives. I don't think there were actually positives, but it was more like the worst case scenario didn't occur. The worst case scenario in that film was that everyone there died, but a lot of them got out of it alive. Even if it was not in a good condition, they got out of it alive. And I feel like I kind of relate to Charlie and his endless optimism, sometimes maybe to a fault here. But I do think there is actually this kind of hidden optimism in what I've seen from Darren Aronofsky. And I feel like it's almost the case that the light shines brightest when it has been dark before, you know? And he pushes things to such an extreme, you know? He goes super extreme. The base of this story is just a father trying to reconnect to his daughter, but everything surrounding it is really pushed to an extreme, and that makes the emotions more extreme as well, and that little glimmer of hope and goodness in this film gets pushed to a more extreme too. Because like any other ending for this film, it might have felt underwhelming if everything else, the darkness surrounding it, wasn't as extreme. I feel like what he does is he pushes things to extreme, and he has a lot of extreme darkness in his films, but that means that little glimmer of hope and light is even more like joyful in a way, you know? And in this film, Charlie, you know, he was quite optimistic a lot of the time. He chose to see the good in things, to see the good in people. He really appreciated honesty, even if the honesty was something negative. And by the end, he did get his goal of reconnecting with Ellie a little bit there. And we see, you know, it seems like he did die, but he was at least happy in the end. And we see the recreation of him at the beach. That's what maybe his final moments, what him seeing something he enjoyed so much in his last moments there. There were parts of this film where I thought it might have been a commentary on something else, because, you know, there's parts where he talks about not having health insurance, and I was wondering, you know, a lot of this was self-sabotage, and it did end up being that most of it was self-sabotage, but I was wondering if it would be a commentary on the healthcare system in the US. He couldn't get the healthcare that he needed because he didn't have the money, and it was kind of like a commentary and a deconstruction of that, but it wasn't really, because in the end it was his own habits and self-destruction that caused him to get to where he was. He could have got help if he wanted to. He just refused the help. It wasn't that he couldn't afford the help, you know what I mean? It was himself kind of holding back from that, you know? And I think, like Charlie, this film deals with this redemption. It's like, can certain characters be redeemed? Can Charlie be redeemed for abandoning his daughter and his wife? You know, I don't think there's no, you know, I don't think there's anything wrong in realizing your sexuality and then leaving your partner. But the problem there was in the way that he left. And he did he financially support them? Obviously he saved up a ton of money for Ellie, but he did say he was sending Mary money as well. But obviously they were still struggling financially, it seemed, from what Ellie was saying. But it was a lot of Charlie feeling sorry for himself, refusing help, but also trying to redeem himself emotionally for abandoning them, and also for what happened to Alan, because he thought he could help by being there emotionally for him, but maybe he should have got other outside help for Alan as well. The thing is, for these situations, it's very difficult to know what the right thing is. Like, even looking at Liz, she helps Charlie out, but she's also in some ways enabling him, because, you know, she brings him food. There was that one point where she was like, oh, I bought you 2 meatball sandwiches, extra cheese. Like, you could have just bought him 1 sandwich, or you could have bought him half a sandwich, you know, a 6-inch instead of a foot long. And so she does enable him. And I don't know how much of this is true, but it could be the case because she saw Alan had, you know, he had the opposite. He was really malnourished. He had anorexia or something. He stopped eating. She was worried the same would happen to Charlie, so she overfed him. He might have, you know, he's obviously feeling down when Alan passed. That's just pure speculation, but that could have been the case, that she did enable him in some ways here, at least, even like more recently. If I'm not saying she was the cause of it, but that, I guess, is a possibility. But as I was saying, you know, a lot of the time there isn't one right answer, and it's really hard to know what the right answer is. Do you help Charlie out, or do you be very stern with him, be very truthful and say, no, you need help, you need to lose some weight, I'm not going to feed you anymore, I'm not going to bring food to you, I'm not going to give you care? And when Charlie is like refusing the care from Liz as well, she's doing what she can to help, but at some point she's just like, you have to be like, no, you obviously don't want help, I can't help you any further, you know? It's very hard to know what the right thing to do is, and like when to stop giving him that help as well, you know? There was this bit with Thomas talking about the missionary work and how he was doing the missionary work here in America rather than doing missionary work over in Africa. I actually like that. I think it's better for him to be doing missionary work in his home country rather than like forcing that onto another country. It reminded me of a podcast I listened to recently, the Nathaniel Drew podcast. He did an episode with Johnny Harris, who used to be a Mormon missionary, and he was talking about his missionary experience abroad over in South America. That's a really good listen. If you know, want to listen to someone who's like ex-Mormon talking about his missionary work, how he like helped people. You know, he says he did enjoy helping people, but also in hindsight, he realizes the damage that he has caused as well through doing that missionary work. There is this scene with Dan, the pizza delivery guy, that felt very relatable to me. Kind of to do with like the shame of ordering a takeaway. It's not like Charlie, where he was ashamed of being seen by the delivery driver, but it reminds me of like when I was at university and I'd be worried about like the new people, like, you know, you move into a flat with new people and there's a lot of anxiety around that, and if you don't get along with them, there's a few times where I'm like dreading to cook in the kitchen because there's these, you know, dealing with the anxiety, and there's the people in there that you don't know, and then you don't eat, or you don't want to cook, so you order a takeaway, and you have to like sneak it into the flat. It reminded me of that, of like sneaking a takeaway into your house or into your flat without your flatmates knowing, and then feeling ashamed of it. So this movie definitely hit home because of my own relationship with food as well. There's a time in my life where I'd gone through, I mentioned this actually, I think in my Requiem for a Dream video, where went through a heartbreak and completely like lost my appetite for months, and I would like binge eat. So I would not eat all day, and then you become so hungry that you just binge eat, and then you feel awful afterwards for like eating so much. And like there's obviously montages of him binge eating. I was never at that level, like 2 pizzas at once and everything, but is definitely hard to watch. Luckily, you know, I'm okay now. I eat three meals a day, but it is funny as well because back then, when I was like at my absolute skinniest and it wasn't healthy at all, you know, no one says a word. But now that I'm past that and I've put on a bit of weight, I'm, you know, you can see in the video, I'm obviously not massive. I'm nowhere near Charlie. I weighed myself recently. I was like 100 kilos, which is 220 pounds. I have like a little bit of a belly, but I get many more comments about my weight now, which I'm healthier now than I was then. But this is where I get more comments, not actually comments on the internet as well. I know the stereotype is on the internet where people are, you know, hidden behind anonymity. They can be horrible. I do get, you know, an occasional comment here and there that's a hate comment, but it's never something about my weight. It's in the real world, people I know who said, oh, Will, you've gained weight, and they'll like point out my belly is a bit bigger. And it's just like, so many people pretend to care about your health when it comes to your weight when you're bigger, but when someone is losing a lot of weight and an unhealthy amount, no one ever comments on that unless you are like extremely anorexic, you know. My ideology is always never comment on someone's weight or someone's body, because if it's something you know, it's something they already know, and you mentioning it is only going to make it worse, make them feel worse. You know, if someone, they've got a bald spot and they're subconscious about it, you pointing that out isn't going to change anything. It's just going to make them feel worse. If someone has gained a bit of weight, they probably already know. It's not your place to comment on that, you know? Okay, back to talking about the film. And then I saw Ellie. I've seen before seeing this movie, a lot of people hate on Ellie, and I think some of that is understandable. It's hard to get a read on her. You know, Charlie thought she was purposefully helping out Thomas. I'm not too sure if that was what she was doing by posting that, because she had no control of the outcome. Maybe she would have hoped that would happen, or maybe it's just she just posted it without thinking, and it just happened that something good had come out of it, you know. But it was really hard to like get a read on her. Of course, she is disgusted and disappointed by her father because of what he'd done, because of leaving them. But I feel like maybe a lot of the time she's almost like compensating for actually liking him a little bit, because a lot of the time, you know, he is complimenting her. He is intelligent, you know, with his writing and everything, and he's calling her amazing. And I feel like it might be the case that she wants to hate him. She wants to really hate him and for him to be an awful person, but she pities him a little bit, and she sees him and she's a bit like, maybe not ashamed, but she's like maybe understands how he got into this situation, and she wants to hate him but she can't quite, so she overcompensates in that with how she talks to him. You know, she says she hates him and really pushes that onto her, and he still remains like optimistic and loves her. And I think that does annoy her, that maybe she can't hate him as much as she actually wants to, so she overcompensates for that. Because Charlie, I think he is actually a bit likable. He's quite likable. I don't think he obviously he's got himself into this situation, and there's a lot of things where he isn't doing what's best for himself. He isn't helping himself out, but you know, it's very hard to deal with what he was dealing with, and he didn't get the help that he needed when he needed it. And that was what Thomas was trying to help with as well, a bit, that kind of emotional healing that he needed, even though I feel like Thomas, it wasn't like the most selfless thing, him wanting to give him that help. But I do think it maybe would have helped if they had talked a bit more. But of course, at this point, I don't know if there was much recovery for him. Maybe if he had gone to the hospital, there would be. But by like the Thursday and Friday, he doesn't have much longer left. I don't know how much saving him there actually was, if they were even able to. Is he just kind of past that point at some points? I'm not sure. But it's definitely evident that he did need some emotional counselling, obviously, after losing his boyfriend. He did need that help, and him not having that help is part of why he's in the situation that he is in now. But of course, that could also be that he's refusing that help as well. He refused that help early on, and things have got worse and worse, and he's refusing help for his health, but also help for his mental health probably as well. If he's refusing the medical help, he's probably refused that too. So, you know, the real lesson of this is go to therapy. If you need therapy, go to therapy. Even if you think you don't need therapy, maybe go to therapy, get 1 or 2 sessions. This is where a BetterHelp sponsorship would have been really great for this video, I guess. And, you know, throughout the movie, there's the comparisons to Moby Dick, obviously. Even in the title of the film, it's called The Whale. And there's the concept of the white whale, the one thing you're obsessed over. And I was wondering what that was for a bit, but I think it's pretty evident that it was him wanting to do something good with his life, him wanting Ellie. Ellie is the one thing he sees he has done good with his life, and he wants that connection to her, and he finally gets that at the end, in his last moments, in the last moments of the film. So I think that's everything. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, consider leaving a like or a comment. And if you really loved it, be sure to subscribe so you can keep up to date on all the future uploads. So yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.